budding and blooming, and hey, I might even go out and plant myself a garden.
Yeah, I should check my gas can for the lawnmower. It's going to be a little bit, but once it starts, it really starts. So I should check that. I just topped up the tank of the car, but I didn't think to grab that, so I'll have to check that. Once the backyard dries up a bit, it's pretty mucky back there. We were supposed to be pretty much in the 50s from here on out. Last week, that was a long-term forecast, but I just checked today. Now there's a whole bunch of 40s thrown in there, so I don't think, well, like I say, once April gets here, and I think it's going to start to warm up fairly quickly. And hopefully these 40s and even 50s will be a thing of the past. I want 70s, and low 80s is okay with me. Anything more than that is a little bit too warm, but 70s would be awesome.
Well, anything beats having to wear a jacket all the time. That's true. But hey, I was going to make a comment on something you said, and I've lost my train of thought. So there you are. What can I say other than I'm getting older? But I wanted to ask you. You went for gas. How much? It's still 75 cents a liter here in Leamington. What's it in Windsor?
Yeah, right, Tim. I think I paid 72 and change or 73 and change. Which kind of ticked me off because Friday, all during the day, they were listed as 62, 63, 64. Day before yesterday or whatever, and then yesterday we went shopping first thing in the morning pretty much, and it was already in the 70s. So still can't complain though. It was under 75. I think it was 73 and change. So it didn't cost me much. I had about a quarter tank, less than half, and it was $22 to top it up. Anyway, we got a breaker. Tim, go ahead. VE3TOM.
Timmy just got it there for 63 cents there, near there on Jefferson. And tonight we're supposed to get our first thunderstorm. Supposed to get some severe weather from 8 o'clock on. So definitely going to be high winds, maybe hail, and didn't say anything about isolated tornadoes, but there is going to be storm warnings after 8 o'clock through the midnight there for Windsor and Detroit and Wayne County and that.
It ain't going to be our first one, Tim, because we had thunder and lightning last night. I caught the flashes and caught a couple claps of thunder there. So it ain't going to be the first one. But, I'm not going to run all the way from the west side to the east side to save 8 cents a liter. I'd burn it up by the time I got there. So if I can't get gas, relatively close to home, it doesn't pay to go, 5 miles across town to save 5 cents a liter. Unless you got a boat to fill up or something, then maybe it would be worth the while. But yeah, it was in the 60s all day yesterday, or the day before, and then tomorrow morning it jumped. So there you go. Anyway, go ahead,
And hello, Tim. Good afternoon to you. And how complacent have we become? Terry, you're old enough. I know you're old enough to remember. Back in the late 60s and early 70s, we used to say hang the man, lynch him if two gas stations across the city were 2 cents a gallon apart, and we thought, oh, what a ripoff. And now you're talking about 6 cents a liter or 8 cents a liter, which would be roughly 32 to 40 cents a gallon. Yeah, I'd go 5 miles for that.
Tim. You're not saving any money, Ike. By the time you drive all the way out there and then drive all the way back, with little savings, like I said, if I had a huge boat I needed to fill up or a full-size truck, sure, I'd do that. But my car is pretty good on gas, and the gas tank isn't that big, and I wasn't even on empty, so I'd burn up all my savings driving there and back, plus all the headaches, plus all the wear and tear on the car. We're talking Windsor here. We're not talking Leamington, where it takes 2 minutes to get from one side of the town to the other. Hey, come on now.
Yeah, but can never. We have this is as low as I've seen it. 70. I think it was 74.9 or 73.9, but that's still 74, 75 cents. We haven't seen anywhere near 60 cents a liter, not even 69.9. So there you go. Like and I'd go an extra kilometer or two to save 5 cents a liter.
Which is fine, but me going all the way to Jefferson, that's total opposite side of the city. And like I say, these roads aren't very good, and I don't feel like driving all through all these potholes and crap to save a couple cents. Well, that'll change. Like I said, I've seen it cheaper there than here, and vice versa. But even at 70-something, that's still not bad compared to we were paying, what, 120, 130 not that long ago. So, and diesel's still up there. I forget what it was, but it's well over $1. I seen it just the other day. So diesel has not come down. Tim, are you there? If so, go ahead, V3TOM.
I don't know right now. They're going to go for some lunch there, and just thought I'd let you know the weather there. And gas is cheap in Windsor. Jimmy just got it there for 63. Only $25 to fill it up, and usually it costs $80 to fill a truck up. So they rained it down. That's the only good thing about this crisis there. So I'll talk to you guys later there. Nice to hear all the nets going on to there. 73. Back to you there, Terry. V3TOM, GV3TG Mobile in East Windsor.
Hear from you, 73. Yeah, the nets are doing really, really well. Surprised. 30 check-ins on the Triple Z, and I don't think it's going to last, though. I mean, people are going to start to get a little net weary. But right now it's good. So that's good. Yeah, and it's a good thing prices are down, because you got a lot of people that shoot across the border for the gas, and they can't do that right now, so they're probably crying in the blues. Not being able to do that, so. Anyway, yeah, heard you talking about your tower. Sounds like you're getting a little antsy.
No kidding. Well, yeah, I even called the local rental to see if I could get a mini excavator, and they have one. They're pretty pricey for a 4-hour trip, but hey, you know what? It sure saves the wear and tear in the back, and I probably could get it done in a 4-hour span, as long as I'm going to be real close to the basement, or the whatever you want to call it, of the house, so I do have to be a bit careful. Anywhere else in my backyard, I've got telephone wires, hydro wires, cable. They got the backyard full of wires, so I got to get as close to the house as I can, and go from there. But yeah, antsy is not the word, unless you use it twice. You know what I'm saying?
I would be too. I remember when I put my tower up, it was the same thing. I bought it in either late fall or early winter, and I had to wait all winter until summer and then spring, and yeah, it wasn't cool. Donnie, go ahead.
If you need gas, Terry, College and Campbell, 64.9 it was.
Chris at there, so I just got it there while I was right there anyway, and we get points there, so it kind of evens itself out.
Yeah, I went to, I was out and about on the east side, so I was at Summerall and Gillette. That paid 63 cents, so there you go. Okay, I'm hopping out of here. The V3TX.
I usually get, if I'm going that way, I'll stop at that station. They're usually pretty good. Half the time I forget it's there. It's the closest one I really have to me. There used to be a bunch of them, but I avoided calls like the plague, because they had it blocked off for like almost a year, but now it's finally open. I keep forgetting that. Talk to you later, 7-3. And yeah, back to you, Ike. Like I say, I had to wait all winter long, and I wait till things thaw out and dry out until I can even start the hole. And yeah, so I've been there, done that, so I know what you're feeling. Probably dreaming about the nice big shiny tower and all them aluminum elements up in the air, and oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Donnie, how are you doing? V3GNX 7-3, have a good day. Catch you in here, I'm sure, a little bit later. Well, you know, if it wasn't, like just before the operation, I put up that 50-foot tower and figured, we'll put the antennas on after. Well, after didn't happen, the operation happened, and I spent a week in the hospital, and then I spent pretty much 2 months at home with a little bit of physio and rehab and stuff to try and get me back to mobility, if you will. And I'm still not as mobile as I'd like to be or as I used to be, but hey, you know, at least I can be mobile, so I guess that's a bonus in that sense. But anyways, long and short, I figured, hey, now it's almost April, might just won't put the big tower up.
Well, it's getting close, so you don't have that long to wait anyhow. But yeah, I haven't been up here too much the last couple days. Couldn't sleep, and I got up here last night. Probably 12:30, something like that, maybe 1, and yacked on Fusion for a little bit on the GM machine, but haven't been making it up here too much last couple mornings. I'm about to go down and crank the tunes for a little bit. Got a new CD, and I haven't even played it yet, so I should go do that soon.
You have other hobbies other than the radio, which is good. I'm looking forward to May 1st. Hopefully I can get my boat in the water by then, and then I'll have radio, I'll have fishing, and hey, you know, I might even combine the two and become a marine mobile and stick that 2-meter halo somehow onto the boat and go out and play a little bit of Echo Nancy 81. Because pretty much about a mile or so off the coast, it'll change to 81. So I'll go out about 2 or 3 miles and make sure I'm in 81, and hey, I could play radio out there and maybe hook a big monster.
I don't know, is the point to 81, or is it still 82? I can't remember. But you're right, you don't got to go far out to get into 81. Yeah, that would be nice, for sure. Anyway, I'll let you go. I'm going to head downstairs, and I got a couple more frequencies put in that scanner, and call it good. So maybe we'll chat with you later on, 7-3 from VE3TOM.
Enjoy your music. We'll look for you later on. Maybe one of these days we can get a bunch of people together in the afternoon and have a little reg chew or something. It's nice to have a net at night, but it's nice to. It's all. I'm not complaining, but it's almost always the same topic, which happens to be important. But I think one of these days we should just take a break from it and you know, come on the net and crack your best joke that you can say over the air and sort of stuff. You know, maybe make it a little bit less doom and gloom and more laughter, because we certainly could use it. Anyways, have a good one. 7-3 for now. V3TMG from VE3IKE.